with their words. And so I'll just go ahead and turn it over to Dejan and enjoy your box right here.
Hey guys! Hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to read Montreal Mathis' piece first. It's on change. In New Orleans, the ambulance or other emergency sounds can roam the streets. It reminds me of pain, the sounds of people's cries, or even any Black African American. It feeds back on a negative energy. Thinking positive, a fire can be more certain than thinking of harm's way. People often move quickly because lives are in danger. Anything is possible in the streets of New Orleans. Hearing the sounds of ambulance makes me think of injured kids that have been hit by cars, teenagers that have been shot, sick elderly people who are on hostile, children who suffer gun wounds, and highly intoxicated junkies. One specific time, someone's child got shot, a little boy, only 3. Right before his birthday, his mother yelled, "My baby." Tears fell as she screamed. People argued he wasn't being watched. Fights broke around. Police tased many because the argument and fighting won't stop. When a dead toddler was involved, laws and regulations get reinforced. The world cries for justice and peace, rarely gets heard. I heard gunshots through the doors and windows of my house. Many more shots were heard from the pines of the floor I laid there. I went outside and heard screams of the mother, and right away I felt sympathy for the loss of her 3-year-old. Police sirens and lights filled the air, creating a multicolored pattern of the NOPD service. There were a massive occasion happening right before my eyes. 2 women began arguing, and the sound of their fight interrupted police sirens. There were broken glass shattered from my car and sounds of yelling. Their punches were reflected as blood drops were discovered. Ambulance or emergency sounds struck closer. People began to run. Bounce music began to stop. Police shut it down. I heard multiple tasers, people yelling, and this dead toddler's mother began singing Amazing Grace. Her voice, as strong and loud, echoed down the long pathway of the courtway. She began humming the words of the song softly and gently, letting the tragedy reminisce and sink. The words of this song brought peace and to the place of horror. The sky enlightened, and soon the beautiful voice has disappeared. However, silence then replaced the guilt the city left behind. Thank you. Now I will read my piece. My name is Dejan Smith, by the way. This is my mother's reaction when she seen the hair I had brought to her. It was a Tuesday afternoon, and I was already exhausted from all the walking that we had done that day, and my day wasn't the best day. The weather was kind and windy, and the streets were filled with cars. I didn't want to work with anybody, and I was stuck with Miss Wilson. So I had no choice but to work with the group. I thought that there wasn't anything that could make my day better, and then we entered an antique shop. I found this amazing head that I had to take home. So I asked the lady if I could have the head, and she said yes. Shortly after, I went to my mother's job to show her the head. The second my mother saw the head that I had brought into her office, she freaked out. This isn't the first time that she freaked out like that either. In February, she freaked out when I got my tongue pierced. I didn't even freak out as much as she did. And I'm the one that got my tongue pierced. I was in pain. The pain was almost unbearable, and all I could taste was the air. You could feel the saliva running down my chin as the piercing needle stuck me in my tongue to pierce it. I couldn't eat solid foods for a week. I was about 7 years old when my mother freaked out when I got a nail stuck in my head and I had to go to the hospital. The reason I had the nail stuck in my head was because I was underneath a merry-go-round and my older brother was spinning it around and I lifted up. I screamed at the top of my lungs and began to cry like a 3-month-old baby. A loose nail was pushed in my head and I immediately started bleeding. That was bad. When she saw the hair that I had brought into her job, she said that I couldn't keep it and that it had voodoo on it. She told me to get rid of the hair, and it wasn't coming home with us. I had to get rid of it. But yet, I still got the hair. I was asked to describe the head for you guys, so it's like this styrofoam replica of a human head, and it has this giant bolt sticking out of it, and it's rusty. There's like little pins that's pushed into the forehead, and there's this green push pin that's in its eye. And there's like little rings around the like chin or whatever, and the jaw is a piece of plastic that's pushed into the skull.
Good call on the box, man. I'm down with the box. My name is Jeff Albert. I was lucky enough to be invited to compose a piece for this thing. So Rick emailed me and said, would you like to compose something for it? And so I said, sure. Can I see it? So it was set up, and he brought me to it and showed me what it did and explained it to me. And even though the piece is about ideas of home and change, seeing the map of New Orleans in this form and thinking about change immediately brought to my mind New Orleans since, about August 2005. And even though painful destruction can lead to positive change, I tend to be an optimist. So this piece trends towards optimism. The sounds are meant to provide a sonic basis for contemplation, not necessarily to guide the listener to a particular conclusion or thought. So please allow these sounds to encourage your contemplation of the place you love. This piece is called A Contemplation on a City That You Love So Much.
So we worked with 3 schools. So Dejan was from the Net Charter School on Eureka Castle Haley, and then we worked with Lusher as well. And so Ariel Bayham, Lizette Toto, and Logan McGee are from Lusher. We also worked with BARD, Early College Program as well. And so now Lizette, Ariel, and Logan are going to come up and read their pieces.
The absence of crickets and frogs and the presence of cars and AC units. There is an AC unit in my backyard and it fills the void of silence late at night. The occasional car will zoom past the street, but the silence of night is always there. The sound of my backyard is a change from the sounds of my old backyard on Eliza Street. Eliza Street is the house I grew up in where Alger's played. There's a party there tonight. The party is just a casual dinner filled with neighbors, family, and friends. And I can't really tell who's playing the piano, but I know it's a little boy. I'm sitting down quietly, observing the people and eating what is left over for dessert. Life is really sweet on Eliza Street.
When I think of home, I think of my room. It's where I find comfort in my own isolation, where the only sound at night is the low hum of the TV and a fan. It's my favorite sound in terms of my home because it makes me think of these things. When I hear the sound of a fan, the feeling of being buried under piles of blankets with a soft whirring sound of the fan, the whole need to sleep comes back to me. It's background noise, kind of like the sound of rain hitting your window on a rainy day. Not distracting, but warm and fuzzy. It's a refuge from a crazy city like Orleans.
I don't know if I like this box idea. Okay, hi, my name is Logan McGee. I'm going to read my sound piece. This is At Home in My Room by the window while it's raining. It's Sunday. My window is cracked and I can smell the rain and wet earth. I can hear drops softly hit the roof and drip into muddy puddles. The trees look greener. The grass looks greener. My windowsill is wet. Normally I get up and start homework, but I don't. I light an incense and sit in bed and look at a book. I play some music, Erykah Badu, Kali Uchis, and a DJ set by Yasmin called Curly Essence. I don't usually wake up early on Sundays, but it's 7:45 a.m. and everyone is still asleep. I cherish times like this, when I'm alone and can focus on myself. Solitude is nice sometimes. At around 9:30, I can hear my mom shuffling in the kitchen making coffee. My brothers come downstairs and my dad turns on the den TV. The rain has subsided a bit, but the house looks gray, cool, and calm. I have a second piece called Cars, Construction, and Radio on the Mississippi River Bridge. I wrote this in the morning, you can tell. Okay. It's so early. It's so early. Why can't spring be later in the day? My eyes hurt, and this back and forth traffic is making me car sick. What is the man on the radio saying? Why is there construction on the bridge during the school year? I'm so tired. Did I finish all my homework? What is this man talking about? He keeps saying don't let people egg you up. That's funny. Oh man, I wish I ate breakfast. Eggs would be good. Ugh, I don't feel good. It's too early. Construction makes me anxious, especially at this height. One of the workers could just fall and that's the end. They could miss one step. miss one placement and just fall into the river, or they could accidentally fall out of their sectioned off area and get hit by a car. The end. Nothing happens like that, but it could. I can't wait till they finish.
So I'll just say a couple words quickly because I know we're in a bit of a rush. I'm Rick Snow. I've worked with Jeb and Chris on the installation and worked out the technical audio kind of capabilities of everything. And just to kind of reiterate, as you heard in Jeb's piece, almost all of the sounds you heard were actually recorded by the high school students. So he added a few samples of Ray Nagin and some other things. But most of those samples were from the students in their neighborhoods. And I think that it was a really interesting sort of practice to go into the students' minds and hear what they think about these sounds in their neighborhoods. And, you know, we got sounds, everything from cicadas to soccer games to buses to tap dancing in the French Quarter. And then the words that they wrote about these sounds that all of us hear every day were invariably extremely intense. And I think that it's difficult to capture in music the intensity that is found in most of these stories. So if you have a chance, I would recommend examining these stories. The composition I've put together is really more of a guided improvisation, and we'll explore a lot of those field recordings in that improvisation, as well as these incredibly unwieldy, deformed brass instruments that Jared has put together to trace the outlines of the highways across the map. And it's an incredible experience to explore this new type of sound that these deformed brass instruments can make. So it's a bit unwieldy. We're not even really trying to sound like a brass trio or something like that. So enjoy as you will. My composition is called City Swells.
And as soon as we're finished, there's another performance that's going to begin immediately after in real time that I definitely recommend you check out. Thank you all so much.
Sometimes the vowels get backwards and it works even more weirdly. That's the case. So, just to buy some time while Hannah sorts that out. I know in both of the pieces, all of the samples that were recorded by the students do actually play through the appropriate point in the map. So if a student lives in the fourth ward, like, it plays out of that place. Which you might have already known, but I was just trying to kill some time. Yeah, I did not add the Marvin Gaye on my piece. That came from my kids.
That was from one of our students.